Hi, everybody. I am Jill Renee Feeler, and I'm here with Janet Eichhorst. Hi, Janet.
Hi, Jill. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really
And
good.
our entire podcast, just for the audience to know, is about personal empowerment, self love, and love for others. That has been a recurring theme throughout all of our episodes and throughout all of my work going back more than a decade, and all of Janet's work more than a decade. We do tend to have a unique take on thing that allows for inner harmony, which is where that self-love and personal empowerment comes in. And given the recent event of Charlie Kirk being murdered on a college campus in Utah, we both had Janet initiated the idea, and I said I feel like we kind of have to just do a little mini bonus episode about how we are responding to our real world relationships and how we're handling this because um it's I've heard the term political violence has become such a divisive issue for a lot of people, and you might be experiencing that too. So yeah, anyway, let's all just take a breath right there. So Janet, is it okay if I go first?
Please.
So I was on the golf course with a friend, a friendly neighbor that I'm developing a friendship with. And she was the one that read the headline to me. And it turns out she's a very, she loves Charlie Kirk. I mean, she just, yeah, she was just like, oh my God, did you hear the news? Do you know? Well, at first she said, do you know who Charlie Kirk is? And I'm like, yeah, I know who he is. And she said, it turns out he was shot at a speaking engagement. And then we were on the course between holes as she's reading off the headlines. And it was clear she's a fan. I'm not really a big hater. I know sometimes it can seem like I am because I can get really, really riled up. But my response was, I'm just led to say a prayer for him and his family because we didn't know if he'd passed yet. Hope that he's okay. I would do that for any human, by the way. And then we found out through the course of the holes that we were playing that he had died. And then I got home and Jeff had the news on, that was on. And then I got a text from someone that I know very well. And she said, I had a dream last night that Charlie Kirk was murdered. This friend and person I've known for a really long time seemed like she was, well, I know her political leanings are very liberal, like very, very liberal, socially, politically, financially, all of it. So I just put a shocker kind of emoji face. And then I basically said something to the effect of this, vigilantism and personal justice, that leads to this kind of violence is just so unsettling and so incredibly destructive. And someone was murdered. And she didn't respond. And then all of a sudden this morning, I'm in the shower and I get like a series of fives texts. So I haven't even read the text yet because we can get super, super polarized in different conversations. I haven't read the text yet, but I'm guessing she was disappointed. And I think I might be right about this, but I could be wrong. My sense is she's going to be disappointed that I'm not happy with her that someone was murdered that she politically disagrees with. And I'm having a hard time with that in my heart. Sorry to be like super real, but for any of us that are more in the moderate world, you might be experiencing something exactly the same. So I just wanted to be super authentic about that.
Mm. Well, I'll be super real. I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was or is,
Oh, okay.
and I don't listen to a lot of news. I couldn't tell you who the anchors are on CNN or Fox. I have no idea. And so I saw my brother-in-law actually shared a request for prayers for Charlie Kirk, and I was like, who's that? So I Googled, I was like, oh, okay. And I, Googled the situation, and then when I found out he passed, I can't remember exactly the series of how the events went down for me, but I burst into tears. That was my response. For a human on this planet, I don't even know, that was murdered. And I am energetically in touch with ramifications of events here. And that was my response. How humans can cross the line to justify the death of somebody else by a violent act is ununderstandable to me. I mean, I get it, and I can tell you the energetics, and I can tell you a lot of the patterning, and my heart says that's a version of God consciousness, of source energy right there.
Yeah.
And that's why I burst into tears. So, polarization, like, how does anybody cross that line? And why? And I hope everybody takes a breath on that and knows where they stand. And if they celebrate misfortune of anybody that's a living, breathing human here. Where is your humanity? Do you believe in God? In the all that is and unconditional love? Do you? And do you act like it? I want you to act like it. I want me to act like it. Not perfectly.
It's perfect. I don't even know if we need to say anything else.
Yeah,
I
maybe
just invite anyone who had a similar reaction to what you had or what I had to just know that you're not alone in whether you feel like Charlie Kirk was a hero or or something other than a hero. It I think what Jen and I are saying is it doesn't matter how you personally feel opinion-wise about whether you agree with someone like Charlie Kirk or not, but this is a human. This is somebody's son. This is somebody's husband. This is somebody's father. And it's murder is just never okay. It's we can lose our humanity in politics. We can lose our humanity in beliefs. And Jen and I have talked a lot about beliefs and the spells almost of beliefs that can take us out of our humanness, out of our decency, out of what I would call also our godliness. And we have abilities to reset ourselves and go, wait a minute, have I crossed a line somewhere? Have I joined this belief system, this ideology that has made me into a version of myself that I don't recognize, right? And for anyone that is, I mean, I would just say for anyone that is happy for someone's murder, I my opinion is you crossed a line, and I wouldn't celebrate the murder of somebody on any political side. To me, this is beyond politics. This is exactly as you put it, Janet. This is about humanness and human morality, ethics, values. I mean, just basics. And this is it was scary to see the juxtaposition yesterday in my own personal world. Just like, wow, this is really getting a little. This is scary. I could say more, but I don't know if it would be useful. It's probably just preaching to the choir, but I guess there is one other thing I'd like to add. I actually think that it is that dangerous mentality that caused that person who killed him to get to that point. That they had decided that that Charlie Kirk did not deserve to live, and that they were doing a service to their community to take him out. That's psychopathy. That's mental illness. That's it's criminal, obviously, but it's seriously that's wrong. There is right and wrong, and that is wrong. So for anyone that's cheering that gunman, I hope you find yourself again.
Yeah. And that's my deepest wish for everybody, that you know who you are at your core and you live according to your own moral and ethical convictions. Let's be on that team. A big hug for everybody.
And prayers for everyone in Charlie Kirk's personal life and his wife and children, and everyone just missing the loss of someone that they value and appreciate.
Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody.